All right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Live 365, day 500. Pretty awesome. I'm excited about that. I'll wait for some of you guys to jump on. A rainy Sunday morning here in Island Falls, Maine. Not not northern Maine, northern Maine. Working from a hot spot. It might be blurry a little bit, but we left the Starlink down at the new house. So anyway, good to see you guys. Anybody that's watching this on the rewind, pop in the chat. How are you doing today? What you doing? How you doing on a scale of 1 to 10? Yeah, coffee's good. That's number probably 27, I think, this morning. I got up early and mainlined some coffee with Coop, and the ladies are all here. We got Coop and Christy and Andrea Gooch and Wendy here at camp. So we just had, I'm calling it a Mother's Day brunch. So we all had breakfast. And raining out. So we're trying to figure out what the game plan is today. Mark Bunker is here. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Jess Novak. Once again, yeah, you don't want to hear that name knocking on your door. Jess Novak. Don't want to see you. Corey Nasetta. Good morning from Loon Lake. Good to see you, buddy. Mark's a 10. Paul Tarasuk. Top of the morning to you. And the balance of the day to yourself from Mayor Lad. Good morning, Andrea Gooch. Wendy, of course. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there who try to keep up with my mother, who is the first and original and best to ever do it. You should know that. So anyway, make sure you reach out to your mom today. Those of you who don't have a mom that was passed, thinking of you guys as well. So I'm fortunate to be surrounded by 4 mothers today in here, and smart enough to be keeping my opinions to myself and staying on the fringes of the conversations. So anyway, Luke McGee, good to see you. Good morning, Elizabeth Greer from Natchez, Rachel Berlin. Yeah, good to see you. Day 500. Holy crap, dude. It's been a bit. It's been a minute. December 21st of 24. December 21st of 24 is when I first pressed go. Let's go on this thing. Good morning, Catherine Bigos. Good to see you. Thanks for your help yesterday. I'm sure Greg's watching over your shoulder on the fringes. Thank you both for your help yesterday. We had a good charge of help at the house yesterday. We cut trees out back, got things trimmed up. Kaylin and Emma were there. And Greg and Catherine came up. Coop and Christy showed up, and Andrea Gooch was just a brush hog all day long, doing all the brush. Tony Ruffin, good to see you. Yeah, good to see everybody jumping in. Fringes, yes. I knew you were lingering. Had some fun with Greg yesterday. He asked, what else can I do? I said, well, here's the old laundry room that we're turning into a half bath. So nuke this thing. So he did. But not before Catherine bonked me on the head with a pine door. I'm all right, though. I think I'm going to be fine. I usually get to run my mouth a little bit before getting whacked like that. Dave Brackett, good morning and congratulations on a respectable finish of your half Ironman 70.3 in Florida yesterday. So I'm proud of you. Most proud that you did the training and you stuck to it. So it's you come to the table with a little bit different perspective this time, being older and having a few years in between races. So I hope you had a great day. I'm looking forward to catching up and hearing about all that. So Ed Ricker, yeah, good to see you. Personal protective equipment. What is that? Yeah, I did not touch off the brush pile yesterday. It's interesting. You can get a building. I would say building. Get a burn permit, and you can burn to your heart's content from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. And who wants to do that, right? So, however, if it's raining all day, you can burn all day. So she's raining today, so we may touch that off. So, yeah, PPE, hard hats, please. Yeah, I said, Catherine, nuke the bathroom. She did. Like, bam. I'm glad I didn't see it coming. So, and I did tell Wendy the other day, so we probably should have a first aid kit here somewhere doing this project. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Richard Nordheim, good to see you here on day 500. Yeah, it's pretty cool to be this deep into it. Yeah, bonfires are fun. Ed, I'll be honest, this thing's at a size now where I'm a little concerned. The tractor wouldn't keep, get it quite to the top, so I had to keep pushing it together. So, um, yeah, I want to talk today, just kind of expand things a little bit. As luck would have it, the last series ended yesterday. So it made for a perfect day today to just kind of sit and reflect a little bit about the 500 days and what's been good, what needs to be improved, what I've learned, that kind of stuff. And it wasn't really it started with me meeting a friend of Bubba Hogan's out in Dallas, and he was doing a podcast and he's coaching, and Johnny Ortiz. And he said, one of the things that helped my coaching business the most was just going live every day. And I was sitting there going, well, that doesn't cost anything. And I can do that. I'm already fairly comfortable talking on a microphone or being on camera, because of my years doing DJ stuff and whatever, just not giving a shit what people think, frankly. And so I said, well, I'll do that. That's easy. And it wasn't easy showing up every single day. And it wasn't really like, I realized after a while, it wasn't about, the challenge of being live every day. It became a challenge to become the kind of person who does what he says he's going to do. And thanks, Bill. I appreciate you. 500 straight days ago, I hit the button to go live. Honestly, I didn't know what it would become. I had no idea. I thought maybe I would build an audience. I'm probably best described as a gatherer of people, group. Let's do this. Coop and Christy are here today. They'll tell you, I'm like, hey, let's go climb Mount Washington, and then toward the end of the day, Coop's kind of looking at me like she don't like me anymore. Right. But we got through it. I like sending them those reels where it says, yeah, we're going on this hike. It's fine. It's just up around the corner a little bit, but I thought maybe I'd build an audience. And somewhere along the way, what I realized is this thing kind of started building me. And I was learning some things, and I was getting better at what I did. So today's going to be a little different. It's not another teaching. It's not another outline. It's not another, hey, standards over feelings. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. It's not another motivational video. It's more of a reflection today, kind of a celebration. Honestly, a thank you to you guys that have tuned in, watched it on the rewind, contributed, raised hell in the chat, which has been a lot of fun. But I want to ask you I'm going to try to get you guys involved a little bit today. If you've ever watched one episode of what I call hashtag live 365, drop where you're watching it from in the comments. What state, where you're at, hometown, whatever. And if you've been around a while, if you followed a lot of the journey, try to figure out kind of how long. Just say, hey, I'm from Maine and I've been watching for 6 months or whatever. I'll be interested to see the comments. I talked about why I started. And it was probably a little bit more deeper than, Johnny saying, hey, go live every day. I'm like, well, that's kind of a challenge to me. I like a good challenge, but it also, to be perfectly honest, when you're starting out something like a coaching business or whatever, most people don't have thousands and thousands of dollars to throw at marketing, or hey, let's do some Facebook ads, right? And I figured it was like everything else that I've done. If I just threw some blood, sweat, and tears at it and worked a little harder than that other guy, I might do all right. So that's been the case. It's just been blood, sweat, and tears. It hasn't always been fun. I had a desire to sharpen my speaking skills. That's helped me get on stage more often and be able to speak. I spoke in Oklahoma this year, and also in Tennessee. And next year, I'm sure there'll be more opportunities. Rachel, yeah, from Wisconsin, been watching since the beginning. You have, yeah. Wendy, Island Falls. Pretty sure I've seen all 365. Yes, you have. I don't know this one you've missed. Massachusetts, Holy Family Hospital, Bunker. Get your shit together, right? Get out of there. We don't want you in there. Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Yeah. North Carolina from the beginning, for sure. My relationship with Richard dates back to September of 2021, going to the same conference, reaching out and getting to know each other. So I also had a desire to just improve my being able to show up consistently, improve my just commitment to doing something, right? Baldwin, Maine, says Corey Nacetta. Been listening since the beginning. Don't make the live every day, but I do follow up when I can. And it's funny because Corey, I don't know that you really ever commented in the beginning, and you do now, and you've become a part of the kind of the regular crew, I would say. But I didn't know you were listening since the beginning, so that's cool for me to learn. Greenleaf, yeah, from Millinocket, Maine, 10 months, yeah, for sure. Brad Birch, yeah. Stevens Point, Wisconsin, yeah. Another one from Wisconsin. Bill Gustafson, from as I always say, from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, up there with Bunker, okay? Been a following from the beginning and also since the peak. Yeah, you guys have been around a bit. I also wanted to just establish some accountability to me, right? For me, and it was very personal. Just I want to do this. I'm going to do it. We'll see. I've done 75 hard, and I did Ben Newman's unrequired workout for like 88 days before I screwed my back up. But I don't know. Maybe I have an affinity for a streak, for something like that. This fits that, meets that purpose, right? Andrea Goose, been listening since the beginning. Might not make every live. Yeah, watch the rewinds, and that's another, like, you guys that watch the rewind, and a lot of you don't comment. And I'll bump into somebody like, "Hey man, I like your thing." I'm like, "Didn't even know you watched," which is awesome. It was super cool. One of the things that's helped me do too is to help me stop overthinking my content. You guys that have businesses, this live, if I had more time, or if I subbed it out or got a VA or whatever, this 20 minutes of content that I create every day can be chopped up and used for reels or shorts or what have you, and can live on. I now have over almost 1,400 videos on YouTube because I've just been cutting up shorts and putting stuff out there, and all that kind of stuff. So it's super cool. And I wanted to just be able to get more stuff out there without necessarily having to kind of create it or get super creative. I wanted to prove consistency to myself. I wanted to build something meaningful, and so to build something where other people attach to it is pretty cool feeling for me. I like to. I was talking to Coop this morning about just I like to share with people things that I've done. Like, hey, I've climbed Mount Washington. Let's go up and do it. I want to see you get to the top. So I didn't realize what all the consistency would unlock. Just so many different things. Tony Ruffin from Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah. And a lot of people came through here from different channels, At first I thought like discipline was about forcing yourself to do hard things, right? Do hard stuff, right? And I think we've even talked about printing a t-shirt that says do hard things, right? Now I think discipline is keeping promises to yourself long enough to trust yourself again. We did a day on that, trusting yourself, right? Trusting yourself, and I talked about this the other day, that, hey, I'll eat next week, right? You may have a job change. You may have a relationship change. You're going to eat next week. You just keep showing up. We had some awkward, lives in the beginning where I, didn't really know what I was going to talk about. We had some very low view counts. You want to get some humility, go on a live video and see a 1 up in the corner or a 0. And you're live, but you're live to no one right then at that moment. But a lot of people watch it on the rewind. Sometimes I rambled. Sometimes I was uncertain. There were days I didn't feel like showing up. It'd just be easier to just not do it today. One time I had a cold for 2 weeks. You guys tolerated me turning my head and coughing and muting the mic. We traveled. We had stress. Lost my old guy, best friend, neighbor. Lots happened during the live. Still going live anyway. Driving to Texas, still going live anyway. Out in the desert in Utah, found a way to go live. Found a Starlink, went live. The next day, had to do it late. Got back to the hotel. It wasn't but till 9 or 10 o'clock at night. We checked the box and got it done. And it just becomes about being consistent. Things I've learned, some lessons I've learned in doing the live. Like, feelings are temporary, right? Standards are identity. I've had days when I was just tired, not motivated, one oar in the water. still showing up. Jason says, if you build it, they'll come. Yeah. And how about consistency compounds? Like nothing happened for a while, right? And then suddenly everything started happening. View counts went to 30 plus and it hammered there for a while. Wendy claims she saw 50 one day. I don't know that happened. It might have been on the book launch, but it's not why I do it for view counts. But you know, I gained confidence in speaking. I gained clients. I met new people, got new opportunities, built new relationships, built trust. Because if you and this happened in the contracting business for me when I started doing a lot of videos, I would walk into to look at someone's kitchen and they say, geez, I feel like I already know you. And I said, really? Tell me why. Oh, we watched all your videos. We watched all your videos. So it's given me some brand authority and built trust. So when you try to do that know, like, and trust thing, all right, when you meet somebody, they're like, I feel like I already know you because I know what you're about and I've listened to you talk, you know, ad nauseum about this, that, and the other thing. And we talk about confidence coming after action. That's truly what happened in this. Like, Wendy said to me one time, I don't know how you flip that thing on and just go every day. I'm like, well, I'm confident because I've taken the action, I've done the reps. I didn't think my way into the confidence. I repped my way into the confidence. I was already pretty confident. If you know me, I'm a fairly confident guy. However, I don't want to get on here and stink up the joint, right? Elizabeth says, you talk so great. Even on that, you're really walking the talk there. Thank you very much. Yeah, transparently, honestly, trustworthy leadership. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. I appreciate that. And I just repped my way into it. And, you know, there's a relationship right there I didn't have a year ago. And I always give her a hard time, Elizabeth Greer from Natchez, you know, and each one of you guys, I have some sort of little thing, you know, which is kind of cool to create that. And I learned that most people quit too early on things. Most people stop before momentum has a chance to find them. They get it all hot to trot on something, they do it for a little bit and they quit. Like, what have you put 500 days into? I'd never had until now, right? And then I learned that action creates clarity. When I saw Johnny, it was mid-December and I got home. I'm like, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting until January 1st. I'm going now. So on 12/21, we started. So then I had to add 5 days to every, you know, that's then created this math problem all year, right? I learned that identity drives behavior. Things like Atomic Habits, you know, and reading that and rereading some things and, you know, being the kind of person that knows their identity. Like, you know, if you're a former smoker, it's I don't smoke versus I'm trying to quit, right? That kind of stuff. So Live 365 has become my identity. I learned that accountability changes everything. And that's why I put together the Edge Live. For the last 10 days, you guys have heard me say, Edge Live, you need to join the Edge Live. And I'm playing the long game there. I don't care if it takes 5 years to build out a strong community. I'm going to keep showing up just like I have for the 500 days, because I've learned also that long-term thinking wins, right? 500 days might sound impossible, especially if you've done like 75 hard or something. And this isn't physically grueling to do this. It takes a bit though. Typically from 7 a.m. on, I'm already doing this. I'm prepping, I'm putting my outline together, I'm reading through it so it's flowing through when I want to talk about it. And I'm thinking about it. I have a Google Drive, all right, with now 50 10-day series in there on everything that I've done. Again, creating that content, creating that backlog of things that I can use. I can download a transcript from this and create a blog. Okay, thanks to the advent of AI, and then put my own personal stuff in there. Okay, but 500 days does sound impossible until you realize it was built one morning at a time, just one morning at a time. Just run the next lap. Okay. I also learned that momentum's fragile, right? We got to protect the routines. We have to sleep well. You got to be disciplined. You have to control your environment, right? There's 4 people in the room right now while I'm doing this. They're completely silent because they know I get distracted easily, right? Squirrel, right? So I appreciate that. But you have to set your environment up for success. And the streak was never really about, I say hasn't been, because we're not done. It's never been about content. The real win wasn't the views, although we watch it because we want to see if it's growing and gaining more momentum, that kind of thing. It wasn't about followers, although I'm knocking on the door of 400 subscribers on YouTube, which I think is pretty cool. Took 11 years. Anyway, really only the last couple of years. It wasn't about clients even. The real win for me was becoming someone who no longer negotiates with himself. This is just what I'm doing. It's who I am. Uh, that's the big takeaway, I think, for me on this is like just becoming someone who no longer negotiates with himself. There is no negotiation. This is what I do. I'm doing it. So I'm curious, guys, if you've watched this over the last 500 days, what's one lesson or message that may have stuck with you? Pop it in the chat if you want to, or just think about it yourself. Like, what's one thing that you've taken away over the last 500 days that, maybe you're driving along and I'm like, I heard Bob say that or share that, and if someone else said it, usually we credit Bubba Hogan for those kinds of things. When a quote isn't claimed, it's typically Bubba Hogan. So it's one of the things from our chat. I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear from you guys on, what you're taking away from this, just to kind of gut check the impact a little bit. There's some people I want to thank in this process today. First and foremost, Wendy. I wouldn't be able to have done this without her behind the scenes. There's no way 500 days happens without her supporting this behind the scenes, putting in the links, doing the stuff, creating space in our relationship for me to be able to do this every day, because it does take some time. It does take some bandwidth. Corey Nacetta says, "Don't quit." Yeah, I like that, but appreciate it. I want to thank Bailey for basically giving me the opportunity to be a great dad and be the kind of person that models great behavior for her. I want to thank you guys that I call the regulars, the regular viewers, you guys that jump in. Guys like Roy that get straight up pissed off if I change the time or don't give him a good backdrop. Rachel, thank you. You're here all the time. It's Dave Howard. The guy's just been here all the time. You guys that pop in for a few days, like Dan Bennett, and might not see you for a week because you're busy, you're doing your things. Then you pop back in. I love to see it. Rachel says Wendy's the best. Yeah, agree. Newer guys, newer people that have shown up, like Paul Tarasuk, and Justin Kohler's mom, Elizabeth. Like, somebody's mom watches this. This is cool, right? She showed up. She's doing it. Wendy's extended friend group of people, the ladies that are here today watching and hanging out. Members of the Edge Live, you guys that have bet on me, believe in me enough to say, hey, I'm going to shell out some money every month because I want to do this at a deeper level, right? Coaching clients, you guys that have been with me, have gone away and have come back, that kind of thing. You guys that continue to trust me with helping you guide your businesses. Pretty cool stuff. Thank you so much. You guys that watch the replay, all right? And I know there's a bunch of you out there that don't say anything, that don't share it, and that's okay. But you watching it, and I think you're getting something out of it, because I know you still come back and you watch it. The views that this gets, there's 24 people on here right now. There'll be 500 to 700 views on Facebook on this, which is kind of cool to see that there's a lot of people watching it. And so thank you guys, tip of the cap to you for watching and taking the time, whether you throw it on while you're driving or listen to it while you're working out. It's awesome. I appreciate it. You guys, the silent supporters, I'll call you. So I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And every time I sign off, I say, I love you guys. I truly do. I don't think people say that enough in life. And, I think that the fact that you've taken your time to spend a few minutes with me every day, I don't take it lightly. So, I always start when I speak, I always say, I'm Bailey's dad, the first thing. And then I put a picture up on the slides of Bailey or Bailey and I. Again, this was something that, I wanted it to be about, becoming someone that she's proud of. And I know she is, but, she can see this and see that, hey, dad's okay. Dad's doing his thing. At 56, dad is still growing. Dad's still digging for more. And I think that's cool. And I want to make sure I leave that lesson with her. So thank you, Susie. I appreciate that very much. Keep popping in there, what you've learned or what what you're taking away from this over the last 500 days, guys. I thought it would be cool to come up with a couple of things like what was my hardest day in 500 days. Hands down, probably my hardest day was the day. It wasn't the day Jimmy passed away. It was the day of his funeral. And you guys heard me talk about Jimmy. I shared a lot with Jimmy over the years. My Tuesdays with Maury, and it was the day that I that had to go to his funeral, and I was a mess that day. But I had to speak, and not had to. I got to speak at the funeral and do the eulogy. So I knew that doing the live that day was going to be my easiest speaking engagement. That was probably the hardest one to flip on and go that day. And there were like he passed away, and I didn't even talk to you guys about it for 2 weeks. I couldn't get through it, and yeah, it was cool to be able to be part of that. But that was definitely my hardest day to flip on and do it. Biggest surprise I think is when biggest surprise is when people jump on that have been watching a while but they never comment, and then I realize that they're there. That's a cool surprise. Um, I just wrote some things down here. What was the biggest impact to my business? Probably the 500 days across the board. It shows accountability, shows discipline, shows consistency, the things that I talk about. And somebody said, walking the walk or walking the talk. So something that changed internally. I think just more trust in myself, more belief in myself, to say whatever I want to do, I can do. And this 500 days of doing the same thing. So yeah, anybody can do that. But go ahead. You're 500 days behind. Get started, right? You got to go. Like that's the other thing I think is like I'm about 500 days ahead of anybody that starts doing this. If you want to come for me, you're coming from 500 days back. Right? What kind of advice would I give to somebody that wants to be more consistent? Do 2 minutes or do 10 minutes. Just start, right? You just got to start. There's been days where I didn't have my act together, where I was like literally sitting down behind a column at an airport going, I'm going to get this done now because I'm traveling all day. And maybe it wasn't my best reps, but they were reps. We got it in, we checked the box. And what's next? I don't know. I need to think about that. Day 501 is next. I know that. But maybe we change things up, make add a few zigs and zags to this, or maybe not. Maybe leave it alone and don't mess with it. So I want this to be something that people gravitate to and come to and share. You guys that share it too, guys like Pete Christensen, Roy shares it out like every day. There's a bunch of you others. Josh Baker shares this out a bunch. Appreciate you so much. All the ladies here all shared it, kept people going. So you believed in yourself, and so did I. So that's cool, Mark. I appreciate that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. There you go. We're getting some comments from the peanut gallery over here. Yeah. Yeah, we're not finished, guys. Day 500 is not the finish line. Really just kind of getting started. It's proof that what's possible if somebody commits. Thanks, Wendy. I love you. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the help with everything. So I would be remiss if I didn't share my Edge Live community with you guys. That's slowly building. We're adding people all the time, and it's going to be great. I'm really excited. We got our third call Tuesday at 5 p.m. So we're doing the calls. There's 3 calls a month. One's business, one's personal, one's office hours. Do you have to own a business to come? Nope. All right. Do you have to be a manager? Nope. Do you want to get better at business and life? Yeah. Show up. Be ready to share. Be transparent. What happens in the Edge Live stays in the Edge Live. And I always say, don't let me find out otherwise. Okay. We believe in one another. We pick up for one another. Chances are, if you're dealing with somebody's been through it. Guys like Mark Bunker, Dan Bennett, anybody like that has been around a while, been through some things, can probably help you. If you're new on the business journey, hop in. It's a great place to be. I believe it's the best, hands down, the best value in the personal and business development space. They say it's easy to sell something if you believe in it, so it's very easy to sell. Okay. I want to continue to help more business owners. Still taking one-on-one clients. Love to have discovery calls and talk to people about how I can help them. I love to speak on stage and share. Every time I come off stage, somebody will come up to me and say, "Man, I feel like you were talking right to me, just to me." So that makes me feel good when people say things like that. I want to continue to coach and impact, build leaders, and build myself. Okay, and keep becoming more. Mark says best times are when you watch yourself crack yourself up. Love you, man. Yeah, I do have a good time. I think it takes it takes an odd kind of person to be talking into a laptop and cracking themselves up. But if you guys weren't there in the chat, wouldn't be half as fun because I get to bang around with you, and I know little idiosyncrasies about a lot of you, so that makes it fun. Guys, most people want the outcome, right? They want the outcome. They don't want the repetition. They might want to finish a half Ironman like Dave did yesterday, but they don't want to do that training, right? Dave did the training. They want confidence, but they ain't about the reps. They ain't about the reps. They don't want to do the work. Okay. They want momentum, but they want to quit too early, right? So I would challenge you to stay in the game. Just give yourself a chance to win. Okay. 500 days taught me something simple, is that your life changes when your standards become stronger than your excuses. It's just what I'm doing, right? Just what I'm doing. Okay. And again, that's where the Edge Live fits in perfectly. All right. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you. Yeah. We were at Phil Kornichuk's thing in Utah. And basically he said, sum up what you do in just a few words. And I said, educate, inspire, and motivate, something like that. I don't know if I said it in that framework, but educate, inspire, and motivate. And so Tom, yeah, Dave is an Ironman. And yeah, what do you guys, some of you guys may not know, Dave has done 4 full Ironmans and done them very well. So doing a half after a few years and probably a few pounds and not being certainly not being as young as we used to be, a heavy lift yesterday, got it done in a respectable time. So it was really good. I'm proud of him. So guys, if there's anything that these 500 days proved, it's that accountability changes people. Okay. Consistency changes people. Community changes people. Okay. That's exactly why I built the community, but why I built this Edge Live, why I also built our paid community on the other side. Okay. So if you've been watching these and you want more, grab the link. Wendy just put it in. If you're looking to start executing, join us on the Edge Live. Check it out. I would challenge you that if you go for a month, you won't leave. Okay. So 500 days, I started a live video. Somewhere along the way, it became a standard. And now it's just part of who I am. Okay. So I appreciate you guys being part of this journey. Tomorrow, it's day 501, baby. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. All right. So let's go. I appreciate you guys. I want to thank each and every one of you guys. I love you and I mean it. If you need something, I mean that when I say reach out. Wendy will say, hey, you got a call with this person. Who was that? I'm like, it's just somebody that needed to talk. And it's not, necessarily, yeah, it's a coaching call, I guess. Am I making money doing it? Nope. If you need something, you're in a tough spot and you look at me and say, well, Bob seems to be a good listener. I might be able to chat with him about some things, or he's been through it. I'm gonna talk with him. And I do mean that. Tom, thank you very much. And good, and congrats on all that you're doing. I see that you're doing some high level stuff. So that's good. So Jess says, Bob truly influenced my life in the most positive. Thank you. Could have never expected it last year. Thank you so much. You're a huge part of the transformation that's helped not only with me, but my kids. Wow. My business and the people that are around me. Cool. Jess, thank you very much. That means the world to me. It's awesome. I see you doing your videos. It's these guys that work with me or been around me know that I call it my social media soapbox. Don't have me get on the social media soapbox, because I'm going to tell you, if you're not doing organic social on a high level, you're leaving money on the table. Okay, build your brand, guys. Do your thing, and it just takes some reps. Just keep showing up. Just keep doing the thing. All right. Yeah, proclaimers. Happy Mother's Day. Yeah, for sure. This whole live I've been singing in my head. I would walk 500 miles. Yeah, great tune, the Proclaimers. That's right. I saw your Proclaimers comment first, so that happens too in the chat. I'm all over the place sometimes. You guys will throw something in, I'll miss the first comment. Well, Bubba will say something off color, and I'll be trying to dodge that. I have to pre-read his comments while still talking and sounding halfway intelligent, though. I'm trying to do so. It's kind of like juggling and spinning around in circles. Yeah, Jess's series is called They Say. So pretty cool. I like it. She's usually walking along the beach or doing something cool like that. So check out Jess on social. So Luke, Luke, I know you probably laughed when I said social media soapbox because Luke probably is the one I've quote yelled at the most about that. That and time blocking, right, Luke? Luke's like, I'm not putting it on the calendar because that'll mean like that it's going to happen. And I'm not sure I really want to commit to that yet. So when I say I have little idiosyncrasies about you guys, I mean it. They're special to me. Yeah. All right, Dad. Thanks a lot. See you in a couple of days. Bunker, I'm going to try to get those post sleeves to my dad so he can get them up here. So let me know when they're in. Yeah, we got a lot going on, guys. It's rainy. It's crappy. Maybe I can burn the brush pile and Ranger Rick won't come see me. So if you see a picture of me on the news, Sherman man, new to the area, Burns large tract of land, you'll know who they're talking about. So Greenleaf, I might need you. Come down, put the fire out. So guys, thanks a lot. I love you guys. I appreciate you all. If you need me, reach out. Otherwise, have a great Sunday. Get a little prepared for next week. All right. Get rid of some of the chaos, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Take care, guys. We'll see you. Thanks again.